Hull, on the north side of the Humber estuary. A city which has, for many years, been in decline following the collapse of the fishing industry. Now, though, it's being transformed by one of the most ambitious city centre regeneration projects in the country. But as with many of Britain's larger cities, areas still remain that are gripped by unemployment and social deprivation. To help police the high levels of crime and violence these inevitably bring, a CCTV system has been built on a massive scale. 531 cameras keep a watchful eye out on the people of Hull. It's Saturday morning, and the cameras have swung into action on an estate in the north of the city. There's been a fight, and a mother has reported that her son has been bundled into the back of a Land Rover. The cops regard kidnapping as one of the most serious crimes, especially when there is a suspicion that firearms might also be involved.
Cops at the vehicles moving.
All available units have been sent to intercept the Land Rover, including traffic cops PC's Lee Robinson and Dave Stevenson.
It was a reaction to a call which was believed to be very, very good information in relation to this kidnapping.
Following Dave to the incident, we didn't know an awful lot about the job whilst we were en route, other than it was a Land Rover. Weapons might have been involved.
I don't know whether it's just going to be the ARVs that are stopping it.
The police helicopter Oscar 99 is already above the chase and running the show.
ARVs, you've gone the wrong way. Sorry I missed that. You need to take your next right. It's now right onto airdrop circle.
With the Land Rover in its sights, it can direct the traffic cops and the armed response vehicles to their target.
It's in front of you now at the junction.
With the help of the helicopter, the dog van managed to get in front of the vehicle and stop the vehicle.
Exact location.
The ambush bonds lads jumped out with firearms and did what we call a hard stop, which is basically a full firearms stop on the vehicle.
With 4 loaded guns pointing at him, the driver's coming quietly.
Yeah, you've got it on CCTV. Everything looks under control. Can we leave the area over?
But there's a snag. There's no kidnap victim and no sign of any weapons in the Land Rover. But there are a lot of people, as well as the cops, trying to find out what's going on.
A lot of people came out of the woodwork. Everybody who was out knew whose Land Rover it was and who was driving it. A lot of the people that were there knew more about what was going on than we did.
What they know is that this is a family affair, and they prefer to deal with these things themselves. What they don't know is that reinforcements have been called in to keep the crowd in order.
The lads that are over there in their helmets are all from the van opposite, which is the support group. They've come across to try and sort of push the crowd back.
The other reason we keep the crowd back is you've got firearms officers there and you don't want people close to the firearms officers.
2 young men have turned up who are both related to the Land Rover driver.
Hey, John boy! John boy! John boy!
Jeep, you in here? Yeah, silly you all be coming in. Right, you're under arrest for suspicion of kidnapping. You don't say anything way I'm
One of them has been arrested on suspicion of kidnapping.
I think coppers are so funny, mate, you know.
The other claims he had nothing to do with it, and he's only just woken up.
I've been in bed, mate.
You sure?
They're just deciding whether or not the lad that's stood at the side of the dog van is going to be getting arrested.
Can't pull
We've got his address.
Yeah, I'm just going to check with these lads.
It was believed initially that he may be involved in the incident, the kidnapping incident.
The CCTV operator has confirmed the man was caught on camera getting out of the Land Rover, so he too is going to be taken in for questioning.
Put your hands behind your back.
What are you doing? Hey. What are you doing? Now.
Put your arm, relax your arm and put it round your back.
Now.
Got it. Yeah, he's in.
What are you doing?
You're under arrest for suspicion of kidnapping, okay? You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you don't want to.
Yes!
Something which you later line in court if you do something. Is that your reply to caution?
An idiot, I think, was the reply to caution.
No one is accepting any connection with the alleged kidnapping. The cops' last hope is that a forensic search of the Land Rover will uncover some clues.
Well, hopefully, now that recovery's here, as soon as we can get this out of here, we can all go and the crowd can do what they want then.
It's Guy Fawkes night, one of the busiest times of the year for the Humberside traffic cops. This evening, PC's Roger Thompson and Steve Brooke in the armed response vehicle are helping out.
Although our primary role's firearms, our secondary role is to do with roads policing issues.
And that means one of the cops' favourite jobs, chasing a stolen motor vehicle. It's being tracked by the CCTV operators. But it's no ordinary vehicle. It's a dumper truck. These boys know they're on camera. That's all part of the fun. One of the joyriders has made an error of judgment and jumped right into the arms of a local response team. But the driver's shown them a clean pair of heels. This is the same estate where the suspected kidnapping took place in the morning. Once again, the residents are gathering on the streets.
Starting to heat up a little bit now.
PC's Brooke and Thompson won't have to stop the stolen digger anymore, but they are going to be needed to keep the large crowd under control. The driver's mate has been arrested and put in the back of a police patrol car. But the CCTV camera operator has noticed a man in the crowd who's trying to release him by opening the rear door.
From CCTV, I believe it was a male, about 6 foot, dark hair with a dark jacket.
Just keep an eye on this guy in the jacket.
Right, okay.
Come on, Rovers! They're robbing. Yeah, small for the camera, you.
Move away. Move away.
You're all right, kid.
It's the male that's on your right at the moment with the dark jacket.
And Roger been liaising with the operator.
Which door?
He was starting to walk, make himself try and blend into the background, walking further and further away at the crowd. He then started picking up his pace into a jog and then into a run, and he was off.
Which door? Which door? What's he done?
It was a rugby tackle. It brought him to the ground. It controlled him.
I don't know.
Yeah, go on, John. Get off! Off it! Get away now! Move back! No! Yes.
Some of them, mate. Some of them.
I don't know, we're just going to find out.
No, I don't know. Leave it like I don't know.
Right. No, mate.
Right.
Right, John!
No.
What's happening?
No.
Right, you've been identified as having some sort of involvement in that.
No, I've just walked up like all the rest of them.
All right, just stay with us a minute.
Just calm down for a minute till we find out what's going on.
In the CCTV control room, the operator is sure the cops have got the right man who was tampering with the patrol car. But without having seen the footage for themselves, PCs Thompson and Brooke are not quite so certain.
Yeah, Roger, thanks for that. You've been
half an hour.
Yeah,
Right, no, the problem is you've been messing about opening the door of the car, of the police car. You've been seen on CCTV doing that.
Well, you show me it then.
Right?
Well, anyway.
No, you can show me it now. You've got down to me, you can show me it.
Well, we
I can't because it's on CCTV.
What's your number, mate?
1946.
1946.
Right, okay.
Right.
If we'd gone and made the arrest then, A, we weren't 100% certain, and B, it could have just aggravated an already hostile crowd. And we just didn't have the resources to deal with it if the crowd became a lot more hostile.
Assisting into an escape of an offender, okay, which you can't possibly get locked up for.
No, I will get you done.
Assisting.
I will get you done for getting me down on the ground.
Don't point your finger at me or you'll get locked up. Do not point your finger in my face, all right?
Don't point your finger.
Right.
Don't point your finger on my chest.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What he's still just done to me up in front of
Right.
camera.
And I've told you the reasons. And I've told you the reasons why it's happened. Okay?
I've done nothing.
Because we believed you were assisting the escape of an offender by opening the door on the police car.
I didn't touch it on the police
Okay?
car.
Well, that's the information.
That is the information we got from CCTV.
So you took evasive action for nothing then?
No, we took it on information that we got from CCTV.
You thought you had it, you said?
No, that's what CCTV told us.
Why haven't you been arrested then if I'd assisted a prisoner?
Hey?
Why haven't you been arrested?
Because we're not at the moment, that's why. If you want to, if you want us to go down that route, it's up to yourself.
I'm just to be taken for rugby tackling me in the street, mate.
Right, and I've told you why. And I've told you why.
Yeah, but it's not good enough, mate.
Right, we're resuming.
Yeah?
And they're leaving a patrol with that, taking the prisoner, and everyone else is
Because
going.
we don't want to be here.
No.
Right.
I live in a caravan so I can't do that about it.
About what?
Anti-social behaviour.
Leave him, let him do an interview on police brutality.
Mate,
On what police brutality then?
just tackling
Hold on, lad. Oh, that big.
Okay, great. Super. Right.
It was just one of those situations where just our presence was just increasing the crowd's annoyance. So the sooner we could get out of the area, then the sooner things would calm down, hopefully.
On the other side of Grimsby, a shop CCTV camera has caught another fire starter in the act. This time, the fire he's lit could be a killer. The target is a fast food shop and its owners. PC's Andy Stevenson and Rachel Love are answering the emergency call.
We've had a lot of trouble with a couple of kebab shops in Grimsby. Drunken youths who'd abused them, racially abused them.
The car in the front of the shop was still smoking, so they'd only just managed to put the fire out. You can still smell it, can't you?
This guy, he was here. He's been under the job. It's all petrol now. To burn this show, this 3 person is gone as well.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's very frustrating for us as well.
They were obviously very, very emotional.
The 3 men in the shop have had a lucky escape. And this isn't the first time they've been attacked. They believe by the same local man, Nathan Darwood.
I knew that there was ongoing problems with that particular premises. We're talking months, several months, that attacks were going on and they were escalating in severity. So obviously something needed to be done before anything else happened.
Who's dealing with the previous incidents? Is there one particular officer who's dealing with previous damages?
No idea. Is police, they sent me 2 letters after this time. I've been 3 times in a police station, one of them in a Hamilton Street, and one of them big police station. I give it a statement about this person.
This time, the police have got the vital evidence they need as the kebab shop owner has captured the terrible attack on his own CCTV. Right from the moment the man started pouring petrol on the front of the shop.
You see what happened there?
Have you actually seen him other than on the TV at the time of spreading the petrol and setting the fire?
Yeah, I've seen.
At the time of the fire?
When I going out, yeah, he was this corner.
So you'll both be here in the shop?
Yes.
Nathan Darwood is quite young. He's been known to me personally from previous incidents over the years.
Firebombing was quite horrific, really. That would certainly frighten me if I'd have been there or if I'd turned up and that was still going.
Look at my shop. After this serious damage, criminal damage, I lose my customer, I lose my business, and I want to say, it's gonna be stopped with this, really.
They're obviously very, very upset and irate.
We're going to go and see if we can lock him up and we'll pop back and let you know what we're doing.
Okay then. Thank you very much.
It was so serious on that occasion that we didn't want to run the risk of having Darwood running around the estate all night, doing as he pleased. If he was willing to go to the lengths of burning the shop down, you know, we didn't want to be responsible for letting him roam around and doing anything more serious.
We've got one address for him, we've obviously got the other address, but he'll still be wandering around somewhere.
This person, they have to police, they sort it. If not sorted, which is like, we have to sort it ourselves, really. We're gonna broken law.
Yeah, Roger. He's obviously been a busy boy.
The cops have a good idea where to find Mr. Darwood. Their intelligence database shows he has recently been staying at a house nearby. It's an address in a notorious area where a man was recently hit with a hammer and stabbed to death.
We called for backup and we made our way to the front of the address.
Further down, innit? They were in his front garden, weren't they?
So one officer went round the back and he was struggling to climb over the fences and the gates. But as long as you can have an eyeball on the back and make sure that nobody's coming out of there.
Yeah, somebody quickly at the window.
The traffic cops have been warned to look out for another wanted man who might be in the vicinity. His name is Meaty Day.
You come to the door, please.
What
I want to speak to Nathan if he's in.
Nathan's not here, man.
So imagine my surprise when Meaty Day answered the door to that address.
Yeah, we've got to answer at the front door. Just keep an eye out.
Nathan don't live here. I live with you, man.
Sorry, go ahead.
I've got 2 kids in bed, like, just please. Please. No, it ain't.
No, Roger, cheers.
Our records show this is his last address.
No, it ain't.
So where is he supposed to be living now?
Well, he's not living here, is he? Lads, I'm sorry, you're not coming in.
Meaty is adamant that the man the cops are looking for, Nathan Darwood, isn't there. So they've turned their attention to him instead.
Step out here a second, mate. Listen,
so you can nip me.
We need to speak to you
What,
about
so
an
you can
aggravated
nip me?
burglary.
I ain't done an aggravated burglary.
Yeah, well, we need to speak to you anyway.
Right.
Biggie, stop the now. Pack it in.
Right, hold on a minute, hold on a minute.
No, we'll do.
Get my
stuff. You cannot come in my house whenever you
Hold on a minute, and
Get out of my house.
Just get him.
Come and get out of my house.
Just as Meaty was asking his girlfriend to go and get his shoes because he knew I wanted to speak to him about the aggravated burglary. A colleague from behind has seen that he's been argumentative, and before I've been able to say, "You're under arrest," we've been dragged backwards out of the doorway. Meaty's a very violent chap. The amount of strength that people who don't want to be detained have is incredible, and I was at the bottom of that. And our objective is to restrain him.
Calm down. You're wasting your time. Calm down.
Hey. This is the ring. I've got it. I got it. Hold up my cuffs.
XY, all units, urgent assistance required.
Evesham Avenue. Alpha Hotel 82 is on scene.
Any units attending, reply the call sign.
Alpha 80 on route, we'll be
The cops are taking no chances. They know the fighting could easily escalate on this estate.
Hey,
Come and get me on the phone. Come on.
Although I could hear something going on behind me, another colleague who was trying to hold on to his legs had been hit by his missus. and he'd taken quite a good bashing from her.
My attention was drawn to a crowd gathering.
Get back! Get back!
We were getting some verbal abuse from some of them, and obviously we just had to protect the scene really while Dave was being detained.
There's nothing doing with you. Go! Come on! Excuse me. What are you fucking doing that for?
Backup forces have arrived.
Oh, yes, here we go.
Jason, come on down. Jason, come on down. Where's your shoes? Let go of the arm, not tight.
Meaty has had his chips. He's going for questioning about an aggravated burglary to Grimsby Police Station.
Please, and go. On the side, please. And go through.
Oh, they've whacked all of us.
Is anybody else we can lock up?
Well, of course, I've already got the one woman who...
That's through Matt's, that's the leather glove. He's bit me. Luckily, I was wearing my stab-proof glove because he decided to sink his gnashers into my hand, which caused me excruciating pain.
PC Love is the only casualty that requires hospital treatment. She's a regular visitor to A&E.
I've been assaulted 5 times in the last year, and that's just par for the course. But that was a bad one. That quite unnerved me, that one.
Ended up in a bit of a melee. I've been at the bottom of the pile. I've been crunched in the head from both directions. I landed on my back, which is backwards.
So that's what's happened tonight?
And while we were restraining him, he's bitten me through stab-proof leather gloves.
I firmly believe that if I hadn't have had my gloves on, he would still have bitten me. And if he'd have bitten me with the force that he used on my bare skin, it would have broken my hand.
In all the commotion, the arsonist is still on the loose.
Our intention that night was to go and find Darwood and lock him up and get him off the streets.
It's 4:30 a.m. and reports have come in of another fire by some shops. PC Andy Stevenson is back out with PC Sarah White. It could be the man who torched the kebab shop, Nathan Darwood.
Yeah, we're going to a report just come in of 10 to 15 youths supposedly having put a wheelie bin up near to a flat, having set fire to that. And recent information is that they've been throwing additional accelerants, if you like, on top of the wheelie bin.
Some smoke here. It's Hamilton Street, isn't it?
We could see that there was some smoke coming down from the rear of the property, so we had to go down the side of it, down an alleyway, to actually get to where the smoke was. There was just the one youth, no sign of anyone else. I think they'd scrambled over the nearby fence, just literally as we arrived.
We've got runners towards Hamilton Street, back of this property. A large...
On our arrival, the wheelie bins were actually in a off-road parking area at the back of the building. Piled quite high, there was quite a lot of wheelie bins in there.
What are you doing out at this time of the morning?
X-Wife makes it if units can make towards
The young lad they've caught is not Darwood after all, but an innocent-looking 11-year-old.
Runner, be about 12 years old, no description, silhouette, fire.
Just sitting there a minute and I'm going to get some details from you. He was very defensive to start with, claiming it was nothing to do with him. He was just walking by, and that he hadn't had any involvement or wasn't responsible for what was happening. He just wanted to have a look at the fire.
The fire brigade have arrived. They're not getting a lot of sleep tonight.
Where does your mum and dad think you are now?
I was sleeping with my mate, Josh.
You up?
Sleeping with my mate.
Some of his mates.
Parents believed he was staying at a friend's house, but he didn't want to give me his friend's name. And his friend was obviously nowhere to be seen either.
Hotel 80, Alpha 1080 X-Ray.
80, good.
Hotel 80, regarding your check, see is well recorded on both systems. Everywhere he's got a warning for violence on local. No one is on PNC.
Yes, Roger. Thank you.
Did some checks on him, and he wasn't quite as innocent a bypasser as he would want us to believe.
What school do you go to? Or don't you? Yes or no? A bit late for you to be up, isn't it? Strong silent type, eh? I think you're a little hard nut, don't you? Eh?
Right then, walk this way, sunshine. I'm getting this other car over here, all right? What's the Hey! What's the need for the swearing? With my delicate ears.
Go on, mate.
Charming.
Have a seat in the back.
Charming chap. You get used to hearing a lot of choice language doing this job, but when you find out how old the youth was involved, you know, that's when it seems quite surprising, really. You actually notice it more.
The fire and the descriptions of
He's
the
got all-
reviews of 15 to 20 years old, there's only 11.
Yeah, he's got all sorts of stuff on his hands.
A divisional unit, 2 officers took him to his home address, which wasn't far away, and advised his parents of where he'd been, what's been going on, the reason why they were taking him home at 4:45 in the morning. But then by 5 o'clock he reported him missing because he ran away from home straight away.
Nathan Darwood, the firebomber, was eventually found and charged with racially aggravated harassment, destruction of property and assault. He was ordered to be detained in a young offenders institution for 18 months. No charges were ever brought in the case of the attempted kidnapping, after those involved insisted it was all a misunderstanding. And Meaty Day also avoided prosecution for the alleged aggravated burglary, after the Crown Prosecution Service decided not to proceed with the case. But he did spend 2 months in prison anyway, for a later assault on a police officer. Since his release, he's been given an ASBO and been named Grimsby's public enemy #1.